Welcome to TaskHuman Talks. I'm your host and fellow TaskHuman provider, Jamie Carroll. Today we have one of our very amazing wellness professionals, Kelly Hawk. She is a health and fitness coach, and she's here to jam with us all about what she does and give you guys some really amazing tips and tools that you can begin using right away. Welcome, Kelly.
Jamie, thank you for
Hi.
having
Yes,
me.
thank you for joining me. So, I want to dive right into one of the things that you do in your work with your clients and fitness and in health coaching, and that is behavior change.
Mhm.
And I really want to know how you are working with people around behavior change when it comes to your fitness clients and then when it comes to your health coaching clients as well.
So I'll be honest, they're very similar because you take your fitness clients, for example, and you're training someone online or in person, and they say, I wish I would do this when you're not with me, or I
Yeah.
wish I would do more on my own. So you turn it around on them because that's all behavior change is and health coaching
Right.
is asking the right questions to get them to get on the right path. So you say, well,
Mhm.
so and so, what are you going to do tomorrow? What's your plan for tomorrow? Do you have a busy day? Is there time you can fit something in? And you work with them to make their goal for the next day and make a little goal. And it's the same with health and nutrition. Like, say someone doesn't can't sleep at night. Well,
Right.
so and so, what are you doing before you go to bed? Are you de-stressing? What kinds of things do you do? Do you have a regular bedtime schedule? And get them to answer the questions, make their goal for the next day to see if they can get themselves to sleep better.
Yes. And so it sounds like little mini changes over time that eventually turn into like a whole lifestyle, a new
Yes,
lifestyle or lifestyle
yes,
change.
that
I
is
love that.
absolutely what it is.
Awesome. And I kind of want to revert back to something you just said about fitness and how, because I work in fitness too, and we get, our clients will ask what they can do on their off days, and they're
Mhm.
probably working with us 2 or 3 times a week and then wanting to do other things. I feel like there can be this push to do more, more, and more when it comes to exercise. Do you encourage people to rest too, or how do you throw that in there?
Yes, no, I absolutely think you need at least one rest day because you
Yeah.
get people that will work out hard every single day, and at some point their body's going to crash because they're working too hard and their body
Yes.
it's catching up to them, and they'll get sick or they'll get overtired or they get more stressed. They get more stressed and cranky and they don't realize because it's they're overtraining. So
Right.
you
That's
have
the
to give your
thing.
body, listen to your body, take that time to rest. And I don't know about you, but I tell my clients if they absolutely have to get out, go out for a 15-minute walk and maybe do
Yeah.
a yoga, you know,
Yes.
just a light workout.
Yeah. Walking is so underrated, I feel like.
So underrated. I agree.
I'll tell my clients that and I'll be like, but that's not a workout. And I'm like, but it is. I mean, you're
But it is.
moving your
Yes,
body. And sometimes, when we're pushing too hard, it can mess up our hormones and it can actually be counterproductive.
absolutely. And if you're sitting at a desk all day and you're all hunched over, if you
Hmm.
go out for a walk, you don't realize it, but it works on your posture. It
Yeah.
works on every muscle in your body and your
Yes.
brain.
Absolutely. So you're getting a little stress reduction in there as
Yes,
well, which we'll talk
I
about a little
agree.
bit later too. I want to talk about stress. But you mentioned yoga, and I
Mhm.
also know that stretching and mobility and things like that they're also so overlooked when it comes to fitness. And I know that you're big on this. So
Yes.
why do you think they are overlooked when it comes to our
It's
clients?
boring. It's boring. It
Mm.
takes up more time than anybody has.
Yeah,
Uh, they don't feel the benefit right away.
right.
You know, with stretching, it's more of like the tiny habits. It's more of a long-term benefit as opposed to seeing the benefit right away. But
Hmm.
even myself, I was the worst at stretching. And back in January, I started on a regular yoga program, and I absolutely see the benefit now. And I have always told my clients for 16 years, don't neglect the stretch. But yet
Hmm.
I too was neglecting the stretch. But
Yeah.
as we age and our muscles get tighter
Uh-huh.
and we don't get as much elasticity in our muscles, we absolutely have to stretch.
And so, what kind of benefits have you seen in your own life?
My hips don't hurt as much. My knees don't hurt as much after a
Yeah,
run. Uh, my back, my lower back doesn't feel as bad.
I
I
love it.
never had back pain until the pandemic, and I was sitting around more than most people, the more than I
Yeah.
normally was. And then
Hmm.
once I started doing more stretching and a little more yoga, it definitely helps.
That's amazing. And so, when you're teaching your clients this and telling your clients to stretch and do more mobility work, how are you sprinkling this in? Like, what are you telling them to do?
I try to give them like at the end of every session, if we're doing a
Okay.
workout or if we're even just doing a little health coach, I
Yeah.
try to give them a little chair stretch if we're doing just health coaching and we're both sitting down. But after a regular workout, I give them a stretch, a good full body, hit every major muscle group, and then maybe ask them if they might try to do yoga that week. I do have
Okay.
a group that I work with that I assign homework to.
Okay.
And one of the homeworks is I find a free yoga session online.
I love that. And do you find that most of them are doing that they're going online and
No.
finding it? And I think actually a great place for people to start who don't like yoga or are a little turned off by it or are scared of it. I was like you, Kelly, right? Where I was like, oh, stretch and do all of that. And then I wasn't doing it either. And then,
Yes.
yeah, now I've been doing a lot more yoga, but even doing like a hatha yoga or a yin yoga,
Mm-hmm.
it can be really calming and it's pretty easy. It's a great place to start. You can count that as your meditation as well if you're trying to
Yes,
get into that.
I
And
agree.
it's so relaxing. It's great to do it in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll find that you fall asleep a lot easier
Yes,
as well.
I completely agree. And you can find like, and I'm sure on TaskHuman, you could find someone that would
Absolutely.
do a 15-minute late, yoga right before you go to bed. And you
Right
could
before you
kind
go
of
to
add
bed.
that into your bedtime routine.
Absolutely. Yes, I love it. So I want to talk about sort of, we're talking about the time that we're in now with COVID going
Mhm.
on. And I kind of want to talk about COVID transitions. Um, So most people are working from home now. You
Mhm.
mentioned sitting at a desk a lot more, even for yourself. How is this transition for you as a coach? And how have you helped your clients with this?
So for me as a coach, it wasn't that difficult because I had actually been training a client via FaceTime for about a
Okay,
year. So
great.
and plus I have all the stuff at my house because I work out all the time. But she had equipment. She was getting older. She didn't want to drive in bad weather because where we
Hmm.
live, we get a lot of snow. And she said, "Could we do this online?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we started about a year ago. And
Great.
then as it started getting closer and closer to looking like everything was going to close down, I
Hmm.
had a couple of clients say to me, "Would you do this virtually?" I was like, "Yes, I do. What do you have for equipment?" So it was kind of seamless for me
That's
and
great.
the clients that I had. For newer clients that weren't really used to or didn't have equipment, I said, "Don't worry about it. We can do body weight, we can do cardio
Yeah,
workouts. There's so much you can do at home when you don't even have equipment." And never, again, like a walk, don't underestimate your body weight as resistance.
absolutely. I love that. Yeah, because so many people think they need a bunch of fancy things.
Yep.
We
No,
need the gym. And so are you still working from home now with
I am
clients? Are
still
you back?
working from home,
Great.
mostly from home. Yep.
Absolutely. And obviously, you're working with TaskHuman as well during that time, which is
Yep.
so amazing. Um, what advice or kind of tips can you give us on exercise? Is there like a favorite exercise, at home exercise you have that we could start incorporating right now? Like, what's going to give us the most bang for our buck?
Okay, I have so many favorite exercises.
Okay. I can't wait to
It's
hear.
really hard to narrow it down to just one. The first thing that comes to mind, and this is not really my favorite, but is burpees because burpees is a whole body workout plus
Okay.
cardio.
Yeah. Yep.
However, I also, if you have the equipment, love the clean and press because again, it's
Okay.
hitting every major muscle group. But my favorite, and this is going to sound so simple, my absolute favorite exercise is squats because squats is the most functional exercise we have.
I love it.
Everybody has to be able to get out of their chair for the rest of their lives. So if
Yes.
there's nothing you can do but squats, do it.
Awesome. And that just kind of gave me this hit right now. So people, who are at home working, and even for us, you're sitting in a chair, maybe just getting up every now and
Yes.
again and doing 15 squats, 20
Yep.
squats.
Yep. Because like you said, Jamie, you're sitting in a chair all day, your glutes are going to go to sleep
Yeah.
and become inactive, and squats are the best way to wake them back up.
Right, absolutely. Okay, love that. Thank you. And we sort of touched on stress as well. So, these can be stressful times. I know
Hmm.
there's a lot of people experiencing that a lot more now. Um, are there any tips or tools or techniques or anything that you want to share with us around stress?
Well, I think, like we talked about earlier, the yin yoga and the
Yeah.
hatha yoga, taking a 15-minute walk around your house, even if you don't live in like a good neighborhood to walk in, or if you live in an apartment, just maybe get out of your apartment and go down the stairs, take the stairs instead of the elevator, get
Yeah.
outside, get some fresh air. At night, maybe do a little meditation. There's so many apps, and of course, you have TaskHuman. You could find someone that would help you with meditation on there. Um,
Hmm.
I think definitely pushing yourself away from your desk for 5 minutes if you feel
Yeah.
like you're getting overwhelmed is totally helpful.
Yes, and something that I've been focusing on too is really honing in on a good morning routine.
Yes,
Because when we're
yes,
working from home, it can be really easy to just get up and then get immediately right down to work because
yes,
that your home, it's your
because you can.
office, it's your gym, it's everything. What do
Right.
you have a morning routine that you
I do.
love?
I do. I get up probably a half hour early than I
Okay.
have to be up. I
Right.
enjoy my coffee and watch the news before everyone else in my house wakes up.
I love
And
it.
I'll take that time either right before I start training clients or working with clients, or I take
Mhm.
that time right before I do my own workout. I know myself, if I don't get my workout done in the morning, it's probably not going to get done.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're working out in the morning. I love
Hmm.
it. Okay, great. And you also work as a health coach. So, what kind
Hmm.
of things, like when it comes to your coaching, even when it comes to fitness, so fitness and health coaching, what kind of thing, like what type of people are coming to you?
So I have all different types. I have people coming just for the exercise,
Yeah,
people coming for a body conditioning or a high interval training workouts. I have people coming looking to change their nutrition
right.
and figure out how to lose weight. I've had a few people call for sleep habits,
Oh,
which,
great.
as we age, gets tougher to manage as well. So I have pretty much all kinds.
Okay. I love it though. So, what's sleep? What's something around sleep that maybe is
So
something we should know?
I would say if you are not sleeping at night, probably you're stressed, right? You
Yeah.
probably have a lot going on in your head. Make sure you're getting a good bedtime routine.
Mm,
Like the morning routine, I
yes.
make sure I shut everything off at 8 o'clock because I'm an
Okay.
early riser. So I need to
Yeah.
get to bed early. I shut everything off by 8. I
Okay.
read a little bit and then I put myself to sleep. I sometimes will do a little meditation. If I feel like my mind's not quieting, I'll do a little
Hmm.
meditation, but I don't do a lot of it
Okay.
because usually I'm just ready,
Yeah. I
you
love
know.
that.
But throwing in a little yoga right
Hmm.
before you start your bedtime routine, like you said, Jamie, is a great way to relax your mind and your body.
Yes, absolutely. I was just in Mexico at a Reiki retreat, and one of the things that we did was, I think 2 nights we were there, we did some yin yoga, and it was just amazing. Some of the women there had done that before, and they were like, "Oh, make sure you're ready to go to bed, shower, brush your teeth, do it all, because
Do
after the
that
yoga, you're going
before.
to really
Yeah.
want to go to sleep." And I was like, "Am I?" But after that, I both nights I fell asleep a lot faster and really
Hmm.
had good night's sleep. So I was like,
Yep.
whoa, maybe I should start incorporating this myself at home. And yeah, I haven't done it yet.
We're our own worst enemies.
You know, small steps. I'm working on my morning routine. But I saw on your Instagram page that you talk a little bit about food and you had some fun
Hmm.
recipes up there. And I know the holiday season, well, where we're talking about this now, currently, the holiday season is coming up. So we've got Thanksgiving on the way, and then of course Christmas.
Hmm.
How can we make healthier versions of some of our favorite holiday desserts, like the apple pie, the pumpkin pie.
Yes. So there are so many resources out there
Yeah.
that give you healthier recipes, and that I'm telling you, they are not terrible. The
Okay.
biggest thing is the white sugar and the white
Ah,
flour. If you
yeah.
can replace those things with like a whole wheat flour or a sugar substitute, like a natural sugar, like a coconut palm or honey or agave,
Okay.
like honey and agave though are syrup. So you want to make sure you go do the research to find out what like if it calls for a cup of sugar, how much honey is that? It might be
Yeah.
a little less because that's a liquid and it's going to change the consistency of your recipe,
Right.
right?
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I've made some healthy muffins and some healthy protein snacks that my kids will even eat.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Awesome. Okay. Do you have a recipe that you
My
can share?
go-to, my go-to is nut butter protein balls. They're so
Oh,
easy. You don't need
okay.
to bake them. They're like a cup of whatever nut butter you'd prefer. I
Okay.
actually use sunflower butter because my daughter's allergic to nuts.
Okay.
Uh, like chocolate chips or craisins, a scoop
Okay.
of protein powder, either chocolate or vanilla,
Okay.
and I think a cup and a quarter of old fashioned oats and a quarter cup of honey.
Okay. I'm writing this all down.
I
Old-fashioned
can send it
oats
to you.
and a quarter cup of honey. Okay. So
And
we've
you,
got 1 cup of nut butter, some chocolate chips, 1 scoop of protein powder,
mm-hmm,
a cup and a
of
half
your
of
choice.
old-fashioned oats, and then a quarter cup of honey.
Yep,
And
that's
so
pretty
you
much
just
it.
ball them up and then throw them in the fridge?
Yep, mix it all together and get your hands in there like Play Doh, make little balls, stick it in the freezer for 15 minutes, and they're done.
Oh,
And
I
they're
love this.
delicious.
I'm like, do I have all these ingredients now? And I think I do. I love it. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yay. Okay, awesome. So make sure you guys try that recipe. It sounds amazing. Um, and there are also a lot of fad diets out there.
Oh, yeah.
What is your take on that?
So I have always, even before I became a health coach, hated the word diet because
Yes.
a diet doesn't work. It has to
Right.
be your lifestyle. And you can't think you're going to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks because you're
Mm-hmm.
not. Your body
Yeah.
just isn't made to do that. It doesn't take that, it's not that fast to come on. It's going to take a lot longer to take it off. And
Right.
honestly, what we all need to do to be healthy is eat more fruits and vegetables, eat more whole grains, eat less sugar, eat less white flour. And so it really takes
Mhm.
lifestyle changes and
Yeah.
little tiny habits to really reach those long-term goals and live healthier.
Awesome. And is that how you're helping your clients in that area? Is just, the eating more fruits and veggies,
Yep.
eliminating the process and sugars
Try
and
to,
things like
yes.
that?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's not like you can't, so like you said, Jamie, the holidays are coming. It's not like you
Yeah.
can't have a little and you learn to live the rest of the year being healthy and then treat yourself just a little bit as the holidays come around.
Right. Absolutely. Amazing. And as one of our TaskHuman providers, what kind of people are you working with on TaskHuman? Like, for example, what could someone expect out of a session with you if they're
So what
interested?
happens is when I get the note that I have an appointment, I look and see what they're looking for. And if it says stress management, I say,
Mhm.
okay. And I'll send them a little text and say, tell me what you're stressed about. So when you call, I can be prepared and have some strategies for you.
Mhm.
Um, I try to look at what they are in need of, and I try to contact them before the appointment
Yeah.
so I can tailor the conversation or the workout to what they need.
Great. Awesome. This has been so great because you've given us so much information, like little tidbits. So I'll just kind of summarize a little bit. So it's small little changes
Mm,
that's gonna make the biggest behavior change. It's a
yes, gonna need,
lifestyle.
yes,
Absolutely. Okay, awesome. And squats. Do you need
yeah.
something to
Squats are
do
my
in the
favorite.
middle of the workday? Get up, do 15, 20. How many
Yep.
squats should we be doing, Kelly?
Well, come on. If it's your body weight, you could do probably 30 at a time.
30 squats. Okay, everybody do 30 squats, get up from your chair, do
Yeah.
30 squats. Don't underestimate the importance of walking, taking a 15-minute walk, getting fresh air, developing a morning and evening routine. Try out that amazing recipe that she gave us. I love that. I'm definitely going to focus on eating more fruits and veggies and get away from those fad diets.
Yes.
They don't work. Eliminate
Fad diets
sugar.
don't work.
Yes. Is there anything else that you want to share with everybody before we end this call?
No, I feel like we solved all the world's problems.
Yes, we've got it. Well, thank you so much once again for joining me on this episode of TaskHuman Talks. It was such a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Really fun. Really
so
fun.
I hope you guys really got a lot out of this call. And let us know if you make those protein balls and if you do your squats. We want to hold you accountable.
Yes.
And enjoy the holidays coming up. And I will see you guys soon.